Your daughters,
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
Later on, she brings a guy home.
Yep.
He's like you,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
And confident,
Yeah.
not intimidated by
I'll
you.
whoop his ass, but
yeah. I mean, he's respectful, but he's confident, and he's kind of like you. He comes in with a swagger because that's what they're used to, right?
Of course.
They get married. 5 years later, they got 2 kids. Okay. She finds text messages. She finds out he's got a handful of girls on the side.
Yep.
You find out through your guys who run the clubs that they report, because people are going to, guys like us, we're going to be reported back. Everything's coming back to us.
Of course.
What's up, y'all? My name is Fitz. Before we get into this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out fatherflex.com. Premium apparel for fathers that want to be healthy for their families. All right, I'm going to keep playing.
You find out he's hooked up with 3, 4, 5 girls on the side. Are you confronting him?
So I say this, and I've answered this question before, and people find my answer surprising, but I'm going to be very honest with you. My plan for my daughters, my number one hope for my daughters, if I could plan their lives head to toe, would be for them to, at a relatively young age, meet a man who is older than them, who can take care of them financially and get pregnant and have a family. If my 21-year-old daughter wanted to marry a 48, 50-year-old guy, I'd be very happy with that. I'd be like, good, he's probably settled down a bit, he has enough money to take care of you, you're going to be good. In this scenario, which you've just described, if the man is financially providing for her, if he's offering her provision and protection and she's safe.
So I want to interject right here, and we'll finish the video, but I feel like it's necessary for me to say this at this point. Him talking about a 21-year-old daughter being with a man that's 48. I think that's what, like 27 years older, and I'm sure it's not, he's using numbers, and I'm not going to say that that's the exact number he means or whatever, but I get his point. She gets with an older man, and he'd be perfectly fine and perfectly okay because the man is financially well off, maybe mature. I don't necessarily see it that way. I don't see it that way. I can't say, because I have a daughter, and I can't say that if she came home to me at 21 years old and she's like, here's this 48-year-old guy, that I'd be like, happy about that. Because one of the things that I think is enjoyable in life is being with somebody that you can live life with, that you can experience life with. And I think somebody at 48 years old is on a totally different level than somebody at 21 years old. I don't think that there's really a way, that you can vibe with somebody at that age. I mean, because in 20 years he'll be 68 and you'll be 41, and I'm thinking, and maybe this is me being biased and this is me just thinking from a limited perspective, but I don't think that money is the end all be all. I don't think that money is the end all be all. I don't think that dude in his that's 48 is going to be able to relate to that person in the slightest. She's old enough to be his daughter. I think that there's going to be more of a perspective of kind of like, you're my kid. If you're dating somebody or married to somebody that's old enough to be your child, I don't see how you couldn't view them as a kid almost, or how you couldn't view them as your lesser in a way. And I know that there's a lot of guys that think that women are their lesser and that men and women aren't equal and all these other things. And I agree that men and women aren't equal in the sense that we do different things and we're good at different things, and that's not a bad thing. But what I will say is that I think that there's a big power dynamic. And I think there'd be a power dynamic if it was switched. If you had a 48-year-old lady that had her life figured out and had a bunch of money and stuff like that, and she's trying to date some 21-year-old dude, that 21-year-old dude isn't ready for that 48-year-old. That 21-year-old dude is not ready for that 4-year-old. I don't care how much D he putting down. I don't care how good the D is. I don't care how good, he's smooth talk, all that other stuff. He's not ready because the maturity levels are so different. And so I don't think that I would necessarily agree with that point. But let's see what he says.
I would truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, say to her, look, there's no point losing the man who's paying for you, who takes care of you, who will die for you, who protects you, who does all of those jobs as a man because he's running around with a few silly girls. There's no point leaving him. You can confront him, we'll talk to him, but there's no point in destroying your family home over this. That's what I would say.
Your daughter.
So that last point, let's talk about that. The last point where he says, you find out that his daughter finds out that the man is cheating. He's taking care of her though, paying all the bills. I can't necessarily say that I would disagree with him on that part, to not destroy your family over that. Because here's the thing, when it comes to men sleeping with women that, and it's outside of your marriage, you're rolling the dice. Let's be real. Let's be real. You're rolling the dice. So if you have a man that's taking care of you financially, that's super wealthy, that is protecting and providing for you, if they're 21 years or 27 years older than you, 48, and they're likely probably going to die sooner than you, which means all of that's probably going to go to you, and you just got to play your part. They're a good father, all that other stuff, and they're cheating on you. I can't necessarily say that I would say in the relationship it's over with, because I don't know that you're going to be able to replace them. I don't know that you're going to be able to replace them, and especially if y'all already have kids. If y'all already have kids, now I'm not saying put up with disrespect permanently, and if you're going through his phone and you're finding things that he's trying to keep from you and keep things on the low and stuff like that, I think that's a very different mentality than somebody that is blatant with it, that is being disrespectful with it. Would I be happy that my daughter's getting cheated on? No. And it would also depend on, what my daughter had going on in her life. Did she dedicate her life to being a stay-at-home mom? Did she dedicate her life to just, kind of being a housewife? What is her life? Is she making an income? I would think practically about it. And if we're talking about a situation where she stands up to him and says, I'm not going to put up with you cheating, then one, I would say, not from the financial perspective, because we'll be in a good enough financial position where we can help take care of her and stuff like that. So that's not a worry. That's off the table. But I would say from a family perspective, if there's any way that you can look past this, if you can turn a blind eye to these things, do it. If it's something that just bothers you to your soul and you cannot do it, okay, I understand, I get it. But one thing that I think that women have to understand with these situations is that I don't hear women saying, I'm going to go out and, well, I do hear women saying, well, I would end the relationship and just be single or something like that. But what ends up happening is that, I don't think that women get a full picture of what's actually going on when it comes to this whole cheating thing. And I think that they associate it with they're doing something wrong. And what I would honestly say in that situation to my daughter is, hey, look, you have my support. You have your mother's support. We're here for you. If you feel like this is a good man in all other facets of your life, and you feel like this is something that just came about, you didn't know this about him, he's lying to you, he's telling you that there are no other women, he's cheating, but in all other accounts, he's a good man, I think y'all should try to work it out. And if it's something that just doesn't sit right in your spirit, sit right in your soul, then you have to do what you have to do. But I think that breaking up a family should be the last thing that you do. And, but I get it. I understand. I would never sit here and say that I don't understand why somebody would want to leave a relationship, because you're cheating, whether you're a man or a woman. I would just want to think practically about it. And I would just want to say, I think that any woman going into a relationship has to understand that at some point you're likely going to be confronted with the fact that, men are going to men. Men are going to men. I know there's going to be some people, well, do you cheat, Fitz? No, I have not cheated. But what I'm saying is if I'm speaking to my daughter, I'm going to try to give her practical advice. But maybe I'm missing something. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, because this is a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, and I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think that every situation is different, and you just have to roll with the punches and see what works for you and your family. So with that being said, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Maybe I could do a deeper dive. I watched part of this interview. I think they had some very interesting conversations from what I heard, and I'll do a deeper dive if y'all want me to. Let me know in the comment section if you watched the interview and what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think of what I had to say. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the channel. We are almost at 1,500 subscribers. Let's hit this thing to the moon. All right, appreciate y'all. I'm out.